What is your biggest date fail? I asked this guy out on the first date and it went very well. We texted daily and eventually, he asked me out on the second date in question. Dinner at a nice place. That also went very well, so well that he suggested we do a bit of bar hopping. Now, I'm not a big drinker. Throughout college, I was a bit of a smoker, high functioning but nevertheless, so as most of my fellow smokers know, we tend to vibe more with smoking than drinking. It was my only vice of choice until 2 months ago when I decided to quit completely. I then started drinking occasionally when out with friends or a cocktail on solo dinners. While I don't plan on smoking anytime in the near future, I still strongly prefer the feeling of being baked over being boozed. I digress. We go to 3 bars, take a shot at the first, look around at the second. It was a very quirky horror house/amusement park themed indoor bar, and even make out in the different rooms. Conversation is great. It's an adventure. We get to the 3rd bar and it is exactly the atmosphere we were looking for. Good music and a relaxed lounge environment. We park it here and I have a Moscow Mule and 2 vodka shots. More making out, more flirting and laughing and just overall genuinely enjoying each other's company. We both reached our limit. I am way past mine, and head back to his car so he can drive me home. I realize how intoxicated I am when I can't even give proper directions using Google Maps. Then I get this insane urge to take a pee. At this point, we are 5 minutes from my place and he takes my phone so he can figure this out. 4 minutes away, my bladder is on F. I tell him I really need to take a pee right now while I'm tapping my foot, uncomfortably shifting in my seat, etc. 3 minutes away, all hell breaks loose, and by hell, I mean my bladder goes from F to E in seconds. I tell him, I just peed myself. I start apologizing profusely like a madwoman, citing that this has never happened before and I truly have never been this inebriated in my life. He tells me it's okay, it's not a big deal, and I can't even muster the courage to look at his face because all of it is spent apologizing over and over and over again. I tell him that I will absolutely clean it up when we get there and he says I really don't have to do that but I strongly insist. We pull up to my place. It is one of 3 identical fourplexes, and like the intoxicated buffoon I am, I go into the wrong building, try to open the door and it doesn't work. I realize this and run into the correct building, quickly and mindlessly change into a very transparent and short lace nightie and soak so many paper towels in this grapefruit-scented disinfectant spray. I run back to his car and frantically start cleaning his seats, leather, thank goodness, and he says that smells really good. I am still apologizing and expressing how mortifyingly embarrassed I feel and, him being a very laid-back guy overall and with an unfazed face, says it's totally fine with a slight chuckle. He mentions his phone is about to die so I run back inside and give him mine as a meaningless token of my gratitude. I tell him to text me when he gets home because although he was not intoxicated, we had been drinking. I go back inside, shower, and go straight to sleep. I woke up around 6 a.m. today and saw he texted me around 2 a.m. that he made it home. I text him 2 paragraphs apologizing again and express that if the world's deepest abyss existed, I would crawl in it immediately. I go back to sleep after sending this, wake up around 10 a.m. and then the semi-sober reality of what had happened hits me. Embarrassment in the most potent and pure form wells up inside of me. I check my phone and there is no response just yet. I turn it off out of fear of what he will say, or lack thereof, walk to a nearby park and sit under the sun silently hoping that it will melt my entire existence away. As I walk back home, I quietly accept that I will never drink again and he probably will never want to go out with me again. I am honestly very saddened about this because I liked where it was going and I was very curious to learn more about him and cultivate whatever might have been.